Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another Wicked Speed broadcasted event. Tonight's action comes from Legacy Daytona. We will have qualifying followed by two heats that will be 15 laps each. Everyone will make the main event, which will be 80 laps. 75% fuel load is on, so we should be seeing at least 3 pit stops. And as always, cautions are at the admin's discussion, and 3 or more cars will be needed to spin or to throw the caution. Let's go ahead and get right into it with some qualifying action here. Riding on board with the 98 truck of Michael Newton here. This should be his first lap, so he will have to get up to speed before they start counting it. So this lap will set a qualifying time for him. Looking like a fairly solid lap here, but we'll see where he ends up shaking out. The other Michael Davis in the 22 truck, did have the fastest lap in practice, so we'll see how it compares to that. His practice was about 8th best, it looks like, so with the handful that has qualified as of this moment, Michael Newton shakes out at about 3rd out of 3 that have currently laid a lap for qualifying. Michael Davis currently has the pole. Matthew Montgomery coming in at 2nd. Let's see if we can ride along with him on his 2nd lap. Eli Sosik just laid a lap good enough for 4th. Kyle White just took the pole. Have to see if Michael Davis's 2nd lap will be any faster here. Doesn't look like it will be good enough. Matthew Montgomery in the 24 truck here, or in the 124 truck, I apologize, will come in at 5th. Eli Sosik still rested in 4th for his time. Jump on with Wesley Jennett here. Currently has the 12th position, looking to improve that time though. Looks like his lap is going to move him into the 2nd spot here. J.R. Miller, meanwhile, manages to snag 3rd. See what Adam Parks is looking like here. He just cruising along. Let's ride on with William Rice. Looks like that lap's going to be good enough to move him into the fourth position. That'll bump Waylon Turner back to fifth. See if he can improve on this lap time here. Let's go ahead and get ready to ride on board with Jerry Parker. He's always fast. As he gets ready to take his first lap, I apologize. Currently gonna be scored in the 13th position, so that actually was his first lap. See if the second lap will get him any closer to the front here. William Rice still holding on strong to that second place position. See if that lap's any quicker. It is actually good enough for 11th, so that'll bump Todd Mays back to 12th. It's right along with Adam Parks here as he takes his second qualifying lap. Looking to improve from the 19th position here is Adam Parks. Have to see if it's any quicker. It looks like it's going to be a touch slower. Good enough for 14th, so he does move up a little bit. It's going to bump Michael Newton back into the 19th position. It's right along with Ambrose Knebel as he takes his first lap here for qualifying. Looks like this lap is only going to net him 20th, which would be last. See if he can't improve it on the second lap here. This lap looking a little better than his last one here. Good enough to move him up to 15th. Still do have a couple guys that have not headed out for their qualifying session yet. They very well may be choosing to start at the rear of the field here. Qualifying should be wrapping up here momentarily. while it does, let's talk about this track a little bit. You can see, being the Legacy Daytona, it's a little rougher than the normal Daytona that they run on. So it should be interesting to watch these guys find where to make the passes on this track surface here tonight. Looks like Heat 1 is getting underway here. We'll go ahead and give you a quick grid order. So starting on the pole for this first heat will be Kyle White. J.R. Miller will be second. Waylon Turner third. And fourth will be Michael Davis. Fifth will be Eli Sosick. In sixth, Jerry Parker. In seventh, Freddie Bassanez. In eighth, Ambrose Knebel. And in ninth, Greg Rowland. Kyle K will start 10th, Keith Miller 11th, and James Copper 12th. Now, remember, folks who are watching, this first heat will decide who starts on the inside or where they start on the inside row for the main event. Everybody in Heat 1 will be on the inside row, while everybody from Heat 2 will be on the outside. Let's go ahead and throw up the driver information for Kyle White here. Doesn't look like he has it filled out, but he is going to be one to watch in this upcoming season. You can already tell he's got great speed. Just a matter of, will he remain patient? I think he can. Let's touch on J.R. Miller too, hometown Donahue, as the pace car is rolling here. Jump on back to Waylon Turner here. Hometown Nako Doches, it looks like. I'm not sure I pronounced it right, but Michael Davis in that Ford truck. Freddie Bassanez. Mr. Jerry Cush Parker. Greg Rowland. Ambrose Knebel from Seattle. Kyle K from Southern Indiana. So drivers from all over here. Pace car will pull in. Green flag will fly. And it's a great start for Kyle White as he drives that 13 truck to the front, followed by Waylon Turner. The inside line is absolutely taking off here. Looks like that 3 truck, or that 9 truck, I apologize, trying to get to the outside and does. Looking to make a run at the lead as the outside line now nose to tail. Front 3 cars on the inside are nose to tail too, however. The 9 truck still holding on here. That is Eli Sosick. And you can see the 13 truck now out of the racing line, going to lose first and possibly more, as 3 wide headed into the corner here, and things got really dicey for a second, but everybody manages to hold on to it. Down the back stretch they go. It's going to be Waylon Turner on the inside and Eli Sosick out high. Eli right now is the one out front, being pushed by that 78 truck of J.R. Miller. Meanwhile, further back the pack, the 24 truck of Kyle K in the outside line now, looking to advance his position. It looks like the outside line is the preferred line here all of a sudden, as they are cruising. That 13 truck of Kyle White still managing to hang on the inside line in that second place car. Now giving Waylon Turner a great big shove on by Eli Sosick. It looks like it's going to be Waylon Turner at the line here. And it will be. '78 truck of J.R. Miller now all over the bumper of the 9, giving him a healthy shove. That's going to push him to the lead down the backstretch. Headed into 3 and 4, the 13 truck pushing Waylon Turner, trying to get him back out in front. Inside line not as lined up as that outside line is, and a little wiggle out of these guys there. You could see it. Luckily, everybody keeping it straight so far. 12 laps remain, 11 this time by. It continues to be Eli Sosick and Waylon Turner going at it for the lead here. Everybody, for the most part, staying tucked in and in their line. Now you see the 24 truck look to the middle, but decides not to run with it. Everybody now starting to get nose to tail. And a little bobble again off of that corner. Seems to be a little bump throwing these guys for a hiccup. Can see the truck get a little upset there. Ooh, and the 3 truck is looking to make a move on the 13 truck of Kyle White now. Just unable to get below him there. The 9 truck and the 61 truck still leading their respective lines. We'll have to see who it is this time by the line. They seem to be flipping, as now Waylon Turner goes up to side draft the 9 a little bit. It will be Eli Sosick leading that lap. Eli Sosick remaining out front down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Now Waylon Turner looking to get back to the front. on that inside line, being pushed by the 13 truck of Kyle White. The 3 truck is right behind him. 22 truck on the outside, though, is making that the superior line at the moment. Now the 3 truck decides he's going to jump out of line temporarily. And that's going to kill the momentum for that inside line a little bit. We'll see what Eli chooses to do here. Or maybe that 78 truck of J.R. Miller might decide to go to the inside. That 3 truck is Freddie Bassinez, currently being scored as the 23 truck. We will try to get that ironed out for next week. Meanwhile, up at the front, still Eli Sosick and Waylon Turner leading their respective lines here. Into turns 3 and 4 one more time here. Waylon Turner inches out front for a brief second before Eli surges off the corner and regains the lead. Slowly but surely making their way back up to be even with the outside line. Couple of trucks have fallen off of the pace and are getting left out of the draft. That 04 truck of Ambrose Knebel is the primary one left out right now. And now a little bit of space as the inside line able to power right on by that outside line. The outside line got a little out of place and a little out of sorts. Just 5 laps remain here in Heat 1. Outside line seems to have recovered now, pushing Eli Sosick back to the lead. Everybody gathered up here, and you can see Waylon Turner go up and get a little side draft from the 9 truck, trying to reel him back in slowly but surely here. Nobody really taking a chance to move out of position out of these front 3 cars in each line. Three truck perhaps trying to make a go at the top side, but is not going to be able to get there before the 22 truck slams the door. Three laps will remain this time by as things are heating up here in Heat 1. The 61 truck of Waylon Turner is currently leading the inside line as Eli Sosick in the 9 truck is leading the outside line. Down the backstretch they go, and it's going to be a drag race down into turns 3 and 4 here. 13 truck gives a healthy shove to Waylon. while the 78 truck of J.R. Miller giving a healthy shove to that 9 truck. Looks like advantage is inside for this moment. 13 truck thinking about the move there. That time by will be Eli Sosik again leading the lap. Just 2 laps remain here in Heat 1. Headed into turn 3 and 4 once again. Ambrose Knebel finds himself caught all back up to the pack here. Perhaps we'll be looking to make a move here. This time by will definitely be Eli Sosik's lap as he just has one more to go. Will we see the 78 truck try to tuck down here in front? And no, he's going to say not going to try it in this heat. Waylon Turner getting a healthy shove here by the 13. Headed into 3 and 4 for the last time here in Heat 1. Eli Sosik still currently out front. Waylon Turner trying to make a move here. Headed out of the corner. It is almost dead even. Advantage inside line just barely. And Eli Sosik is going to come home in first. 78 going to be J.R. Miller. Third will be Waylon Turner. Now Heat 2 action getting underway. Let's go ahead and run through the grid order here. Out front of this heat will be William Rice in the 51 truck. The 74 of Wesley Jeanette will be second. The 00 of Johnny James third. Aaron Moore will be fourth. And fifth will be Matthew Montgomery. Todd Mace will be sixth. Seventh will be Adam Parks. And in eighth will be Dan Bazilla. In ninth will be Coleman Wilson. Michael Newton in 10th. Warp Lotus in 11th. And in 12th, Nathan Line. As the pace car starts moving here, let's see if we can throw up some driver details here real fast. Got William Rice, Wesley Jeanette, Johnny James, Matthew Montgomery, Todd Mace, Dan Bazilla from Phillipsburg, PA. Another PA man here. Matthew Montgomery. Michael Newton. Adam Parks. Coleman Wilson. Warp Lotus from Rock Island, Illinois. And Nathan Line. Jump back up to the front here. Pace car will go down. Green flag will fly. Outside line is a lot more organized than that inside line right now. Can see the 51 truck trying to survive by himself up there at the moment. As the 00 of Johnny James trying desperately to get to the back of that truck and give it a shove. Meanwhile, in the outside line, Wesley Jennett trying to inch his truck out in front, headed into 3 and 4. And a little bobble out of the 58 truck, which is going to allow, or the 98 truck, I apologize, which is going to allow that 124 to move up into second on the outside line. Both lines continuing to try and fight and dig for every inch here. 00 is pushing with a point here to try and get that 51 truck out front. Not going to be able to do it before the entry of 3 and 4 here. Advantage will be outside line briefly as the inside line all of a sudden takes off. And the outside line's going to have to fight their way back, and does. See who leads it at the line here. Gonna be the 51 truck of William Rice here. Into 1 and 2 the trucks go. Still nobody is trying to jump out of line here. 2 trucks almost collide, but managed to make it free. And then another truck loose off the corner. That's the 25 truck of Todd Mace. That's going to leave that outside line a little lost here. Perhaps open the door for somebody else to move up if they so choose. Doesn't appear to be the case here. Everybody manages to get grouped back up here again. Those 2 trucks just trailing ever so slightly. Oh, and the 51 truck all of a sudden. What a save out of those guys there. It's going to open this track up a little bit. Put a good solid gap between everybody. The 124 truck of Matthew Montgomery out in the lead for the first time here, while the 25 truck of Todd Mace finds himself in second. The 00 truck of Johnny James now looking to the outside, hoping that that 74 truck of Wesley Jennett can get to the back and give him a shove. And just Wesley chooses to go to the inside line here, so gonna leave the 00 in the dust for the moment. Now the 25 truck of Todd Mace looking to the outside for the lead. Not going to be able to tuck down in front of that 124 truck. Off of the corner advantage inside line. This time by the line will be 10 to go. Now the 00 truck back to the inside line. As the outside line slowly having trucks catch up and group back up here. Inside line led by Matthew Montgomery. Outside line led by Todd Mace. Down the backstretch they will go here. You have to wonder if the 74 truck might be thinking about going to the outside line here. For the moment, content to be on that inside line. Now goes to the outside for a brief second. Things got really tight there, as the 74 truck of Wesley Jennett trying to find his way to the lead here has the option to tuck down if he so chooses, and will, it looks like. Now the 00 of Johnny James out front. The 25 truck of Todd Mays back to leading that outside line. We'll have to see if he can do anything with it. Only 2 cars currently in the outside line. Eight laps will remain this time by. Todd Mace will not give up on that outside line, now rallying back on the outside. Down the backstretch they will go. We'll have to see if he can get enough to clear the 00 of Johnny James. And he does, as everybody now involved in that wreck. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Todd Mays is continuing his run here. Has Wesley Jennett behind him and Warp Lotus in third. So these 3 guys are going to be looking to battle it out for the lead here, for the right to decide who starts on the outside. You can see the 069 truck of Adam Parks back there and forth. Not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to this little pack we've got going on here. Things calm down for the moment, but I have a feeling they're going to start getting dicey as we near the final lap. Down the backstretch one more time, these trucks will go. Could see the 069 of Adam Parks kind of starting to catch up a little bit here. Will there be enough time for him to throw his hat into this ring yet? Warp Lotus losing just a smidge of ground to these guys here. Looks like he's going to be able to get back in that draft and start sucking up to the car in front of him. A lap car now, down low. We'll have to see if that plays a part here. Looks like the 17 truck of Coleman Wilson that they just passed. Warp Lotus perhaps trying to make a move here. You can see him look to the outside briefly. Now commits to the outside. Will he have a partner though? Doesn't look like the 069 is going to oblige as he now moves into third. That will put Warp Lotus in the 8 truck back to fourth. Todd Mace is still leading here. 3 laps remain. Things are heating up. Now you can see that lap truck still managing to hang on to the pace here, being towed around the track, so to speak. Now it'll be the 069 truck to the outside. Will Warp Lotus oblige him, or will he try to go down low? Looks like he's going to oblige and give him a nice healthy shove. That's going to put the 069 truck of Adam Parks out in the lead for that lap. Just 2 laps remain here in the second heat. Just a 4-car show here as that 5th truck is a lap down. Now the 069 truck will go to the lead here. As Todd Mace looking for the lead back all of a sudden here. Little bobble out of the 069. That's going to allow Warp Lotus to possibly get by here. The very least going to close the gap. Yeah, going to lengthen the gap, I mean, between those front 2 cars and those last 2 cars. Todd Mace will lead it, headed down into 3 and 4 as the 74 throws a block here. The 069 truck not going to get up, but the 74 truck will. It's going to be a drag race to the line here, and I think Warp Lotus might have taken third there. Todd Mace with the win. Wesley Jeanette with second. But a very outstanding finish there. Now we will get set for a warm-up, I believe. Yep, 5-minute warm-up. While we do that, we're going to go ahead and take a small little break up here in the booth. The countdown will be in the top left corner, however. But we will be right back shortly. Looks like we are going to be back shorter than expected. No 5-minute warm up here. We'll go ahead and give you a quick grid order. So starting on the pole will be Eli Sosick. Todd Mace will be second. Third will be J.R. Miller. Fourth, Wesley Jeanette. In fifth will be Waylon Turner. Warp Lotus will be sixth. In seventh will be Kyle K. Adam Parks eighth. Ninth will be Kyle White. 10th will be Nathan Line. Freddie Bassanez will be 11th. 12th will be Michael Newton. 13th, Jerry Parker. 14th, Dan Bazilla. Michael Davison, 15th. 16th will be Matthew Montgomery. Ambrose Knebel will be 17th. Or will be, 17th. Coleman Wilson, 18th. Greg Rowland, 19th. William Rice, 20th. 21st, Keith Miller. Johnny James will be 22nd. James Copper, 23rd. And Aaron Moore will be 24th. So 24 cars for this main event. Actually, it looks like 22. Did have 2 that did not grid. So 22 cars for the main event here. It'll be Eli Sosik trying to get the first preseason win here. I think that this race is going to be very important for momentum. You win this thing, suddenly you feel on fire. So don't let the preseason fool you. These guys definitely want to win this one here and try to carry it into the regular season. Getting ready for 80 laps here. Coleman 240 said, let's go 04. That is Ambrose Knebel. Hopefully he can find his way to the front at some point. I do enjoy watching him race. Green flag is out. And Eli Sosik off to a great start there. He's going to have his pick of whatever line he wants. Remember, he did ride the outside line in that heat race. Todd Mace, though, not going to give him the opportunity to get high just yet. Battling back on that outside line now. Down the backstretch they will go for lap 1 here. 78 truck still continuing to push Eli Sosik. 61 of Waylon Turner not far behind here. Should see trucks come down pit road at like lap 26 to 28, so keep that in the back of your minds. Odd Mace getting a healthy shove from the 74 now. He finds himself out to a truck lead. But the inside line continuing to battle back strong under that power of Eli Sosik and Wesley Jeanette. Or J.R. Miller, I apologize. Eli Sosik now. Oh, and we do have 2 cars early spin right there. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to be collected, so we will stay green, at least for the moment. Was J.R. Miller involved in that and Waylon Turner? Hate to see it for those guys. They are very, very fast indeed. Now the 28 truck left to the job of pushing that 9 truck. Todd Mason, Wesley Jeanette lead the inside line as Eli Sosik and Jerry Parker are linked up in that outside line. Warp Lotus up to 3rd in that outside line. Opportunity for somebody to cut down if they wanted, but it looks like these 3 are content to stay where they are. Down the backstretch here we go again as Eli Sosik and Jerry Parker both out to a big lead there. Jerry gonna choose to go into the inside line. Might be looking for his way around here. It's gonna move Warp Lotus into second in that outside line. Eli Sosik getting a healthy shove will beat Jerry Parker back to the line for that lap. Already 5 laps down in this main event here. On back through the field a little bit here. Ambrose Knebel finding his way up through the field slowly but surely here. Currently has that 51 truck to his outside, who I believe William Rice, yeah, he did qualify on the pole, so he's in good company right now. Now he's just gonna have to find his way to the front. The 00, who had some fast laps in the heat races as well, moving on up, already +7, +8 now, as big wreck here, and it looks like Ambrose is going to make it through just barely. Doesn't look like we're going to get another caution here, as now these guys may choose to tuck down. 25 truck, slight contact with the 9 there. The 51 truck, who we were just talking about, now third on that inside line. The outside line looking very lonely all of a sudden. Now we'll have a few more drivers head into the outside line, mostly the 22 truck of Michael Davis. Biggest mover so far has been Jerry Parker, up 12 positions. Oh, nope, I am sorry. William Rice up 15 positions. Yellow flag is out here. We'll see where they all stack up here. Looks like it will be Eli Sosik in first. We'll see who gets the official nod to second. Could be Warp Lotus. Could be Jerry. Looks like it's actually going to be Jerry in that second spot. So we've already had caution 1 here at Daytona. You can see these guys antsy to make their way to the front. We'll have to see if that was a long enough run to have anybody come down pit road, though I imagine it will be. Jerry has shown he can find his way up through the field in a hurry, so maybe he will come down pit road if Eli does not. Looks like everybody going to venture down pit road. Michael Newton may be the only car that does not come down pit road here. Very well could find himself shuffled to the lead. Coleman Wilson up to second. Doesn't appear he will come down pit road either. William Rice the third. Meanwhile, Eli Sosick will be the first one off pit road. Todd Mace will be the second one off pit road. We'll have to see where it shakes out from there. Coleman Wilson up 16 spots currently from where he started the race. So a nice solid run for the 17 truck. Wish we had some driver information on him, but nonetheless, we can throw this up either way. Waylon Turner going to go ahead and get the wave around here. We'll have to see if everybody can catch back up. Not too sure what happened with Warp Lotus. Lost a lot of positions on pit road there. Have to see if maybe he can fight his way back up inside the top 5 again. Pace car will pull in, green flag will fly, and it is a great start for the 17 truck. We'll have to see if he was good on that start. Looked like he might have been a little out in front, but not too much. The 9 truck of Eli Sosick is battling hard with the 24 truck of Kyle K, now being pushed by that 90 truck of Dan Bazilla. '17 of Coleman Wilson choosing to go down to the bottom now as Jerry Parker finds his way to the back of the 9 truck. You know he's going to be game to give a shove here, and he does, which is going to allow that 9 truck to hold on to the lead that lap. And now Jerry makes his move, and to the inside he goes. it be Jerry leading this lap by the finish line, or will it be that 9 car of Eli Sosick? Turn 3 and 4 right here. 3 truck got a little loose. That's going to kill the momentum in that outside line. Just briefly. And it's going to be Eli Sosick leading that lap again. Warp Lotus finds himself up in the 5th place position, 3rd in the outside line. Meanwhile, the 3 truck of Freddie Bazanas continuing to give a shove to Eli here, while the 24 truck is staying glued to Jerry. Already have 14 laps in the books here. It looked like Jerry led that lap, so continuing to battle back and forth the inside and the outside line. You can see just as one gets an advantage, the other one manages to put a run together and start to pull even again. Little loose out of the 24 truck there. Ooh. Big bobble out of the 20 truck there. Big shove to Jerry Parker. Will he be able to lead this lap? Looked like it was Eli by just a hair. Everybody, for the most part, keeping control of their trucks at this point in the race. All drivers starting to feel a little more comfortable with each other here. Top 3 on the inside line, Jerry Parker, Kyle K, and Dan Bazilla. Top 3 on the outside line, Eli Sosick, the 3 truck of Freddie Bazanes, and Warp Lotus in that 8 truck. Big shove by the 24 truck. We'll have to see if he moves up and perhaps tries his luck. He does. It's going to move Dan Bazilla to 2nd on the inside row. And the 9 of Eli Sosick going to give a healthy shove to the 24. We'll have to see if he chooses to go back down here. That 24 truck of Kyle K looking to lead a lap here. And he will. But now Eli Sosick looking to the inside line. Down the backstretch, it's going to be a drag race as the 24 inches ahead, but the 9 getting a healthy shove from Jerry Parker. In the turn 3 and 4, advantage nil. As now the inside line getting a healthy shove. Little bobble out of the outside line. It'll be Eli Sosick leading that lap. Almost through a quarter of this race on lap 19 here. Now, this time into 3 and 4, it's going to be advantage outside line, but the inside line starting to power back. It's going to be really close at the line. Virtually dead even there. Kyle K going to get credited with leading that lap, though. The 3 truck giving a healthy shove to the 24 again. But the 20 of Jerry Parker equalizing with a shove to Eli Sosik, and what a shove it is. And Jerry Parker, and oh, we're going to have multiple trucks involved in that. Tough break for Jerry as he was out front. We stay green for the moment. '13 truck of Kyle White now finding himself back up inside the top 5. 069 truck finding himself back up in the top 5 here. Let's go ahead and get our track map up here. You guys can see the big old gap between that first pack and that second pack. Not unsurmountable by any means, but is going to put a damper on a few of their plans. Ambrose Knebel finding his way up inside the top 10 here again. Big run for the outside line. We'll have to see if anybody tucks down here. Doesn't look like it, as Eli Sosik and Kyle White along with Keith Miller have formed a little pack here and are starting to pull away. But just as I say that, Dan Bazilla finding a way on the inside to battle back. Truck glued right to that yellow line. Ambrose Knebel now fighting his way through the inside line. Dan Bazilla to the lead. Lap traffic up ahead. We'll have to see how this plays a part here. Now, finally, Eli Sosik able to make his way to the inside line and around that lap truck. The 13 and the 29 slowly in tow here. Dan Bazilla still out front. Eli Sosik might lead this lap. Heavy shoves to both the back of the 9 and the back of the 90. You can see everybody slowly starting to catch up here. Warp Lotus managed to catch back up to this pack. Now finding himself fourth in the outside line, but a very solid bounce back for him. Correction, Warp Lotus is a lap down, so that's really unfortunate for him. Now battling to be the first lap car a lap down to get the wave around here. "27 laps in the books here." Let's go ahead and take a look back at this second pack of cars. Looks like Matthew Montgomery is leading that pack in the 124 truck. Followed very closely by the 22 of Michael Davis. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Eli Sosik and Dan Bazilla still going rounds here. This time by the line will be Eli Sosik. Already 29 laps in the book. Lap car there, keeping it down nice and low out of respect. You gotta love to see that. Did not impede either racing line here, as now the 9 truck off the pace, and so are his partners. Could be looking at potential green flag stops here. See if we can throw up the fuel graphic here real fast. Not looking like we can. But still, pit window anywhere from 26 to about 30 laps with the 75% fuel load. You can see Jerry Parker battling hard with Warp Lotus to be that first car a lap down here. Big shove from the 9 to the back of Warp Lotus to get that truck back on the lead lap. If he can tuck down now. Dan Bazilla will lead that lap as 31 laps now in the book. Eli Sosik tucking down to the lead. It's going to give that inside line a few more cars to work with. We'll have to see if that greatly affects the outside line, as now Dan giving a healthy shove to the 9. If the caution were to come out now, it would be Warp Lotus getting that wave around. He is currently battling Jerry Parker for that wave around. So you can see still a tight race even with that race happening. We'll have to see if perhaps Dan jumps out to the outside line with that lap car of Warp Lotus. Got cars coming down pit road, it looked like there. Now the 24 truck behind Warp Lotus, giving him another healthy shove here. The 24 truck now to the lead as Jerry Parker involved again here. We'll have to see if we get a caution. Caution is out just as Eli Sosik down pit road here. We'll have to see how things shake up now. Looked like Warp Lotus was the first car lead lap down, but he very well may have been out front by the time that caution came out. The 33 of Nathan Line also was a lap down. So some crazy things happening at nearly the midway point here in this race. If both of those drivers are able to get their lap back, this thing is suddenly blown wide open here. We hope you all are enjoying the show at home here. At home here. Sorry, losing my voice a little bit there. If you are liking it, please tune in next Thursday night, same time, for the very first opening race. It should be an exciting event. As you can already see, these guys are raring to go, so it does look like, as of this moment, that Warp Lotus will be able to get his lap back here. This race often is just as much about attrition as it is speed. As you can see, we've already had some fast drivers that were unable to complete the run. Got some guys on pit road, and a couple of guys are just now coming out of pit road, so lots of damage all the way around. Perhaps the 8 will not get his lap back. Not too sure what's happening here. You can see these guys having their position shifted around. We will have to wait for race control to figure this all out. Green flag will fly. Let's see if we can get the proper scoring here. So it does look like Lotus gonna remain a lap down. Given a healthy shove to the 51 truck there. Not sure how Lotus managed to not be on the lead lap and still be racing with this pack of cars here. Thank you, Spikery, for the follow. Also, Exotic Apex, I did see you followed earlier as well. I appreciate the follow. We're just now coming up on the halfway point of this race, so things are going to start getting dicey in a hurry. Not that they haven't been already. This time by, looks like the 51 truck. Oh no, Michael Davis in the 22 led that lap. Down the backstretch, it's going to be a drag race here. Advantage currently outside line, but inside line definitely getting a good shove as the 13 suddenly caught in the middle line. Things getting really, really dicey here. '22 truck gonna go ahead and concede that position. Fall back in the line. Just over the halfway point now. It continues to be the 51 truck. Or no, now it's the 13 truck of Kyle White out front. Todd Mace, the first car on the outside line. '13 once again getting caught in that middle line. We've got 3 wide racing here at Daytona. Things for sure getting small. Windows and opportunities tightening up. Now back in line the trucks go. That 8 truck continuing to give a healthy shove to the 51. Car off the pace deep outside there. Dan Bazilla now making moves. Be the 9 of Eli Sosik leading that lap. Lotus now moving his way to the outside line and give it a shove. Dan Bazilla to the inside for the lead. Things are calm for the moment. But there is always a calm before the storm too, so we'll have to see if these guys end up in another one. And just as I say that, the 00 ends up getting clipped a little into the 51. And that's going to take that 51 truck severely off of the pace. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Eli Sosik is going to lead this lap with Warp Lotus in tow. Warp trying to get his lap back. Remember, if there is not 3 or more cars involved in the caution, we will not see a caution. Now Warp Lotus to the inside. This is to get his lap back. If the caution were to come out now, he would get his lap back and be able to possibly contend for the lead in this race. Trucks bouncing all over the place as Warp Lotus continuing to hang on to that inside line. You can kind of feel something building here as these trucks are being pushed to their limit. Waylon Turner also up there battling for that lap. Now Warp Lotus to the inside into the grass. Not too sure what happened with him. Dan Bazilla now working towards the front. Now to be Todd Mace into the outside line, trying to get that lead back from Dan Bazilla. Now Dan into the grass hard there. So Todd going to be able to lead that lap and clear him with ease as Eli Sosick takes over the lead spot in the outside line. You can see these trucks get upset off of the corners a little bit. It is due to the rough racing surface. Remember, this is Legacy Daytona here. Todd Mace debating on what line he wants to block. He will choose the inside line. And Eli Sosick at the line will lead that lap. Todd Mace fighting down low. Eli Sosick fighting up high. Who will lead this lap? It looks like it'll be Eli leading this lap as 50 laps in the books already. Just 30 laps remain here in the main event. You can see the 124 car of Matthew Montgomery now to the lead, trying to lead a lap. And a little shove out of the groove there for that 124. That's going to allow Eli Sosick now to move to the inside line. Little bobble out of everybody there. And Eli Sosick will lead that lap as well. Meanwhile, the 24 truck of Kyle K on the outside, not giving up an inch, trying to dig for everything. Now Eli goes up to block the high line. Will that prove to be the right move? Todd Mace on the inside line trying to get a shove from Dan Bazilla here. Oh, and the 9 truck and the 25 collect. That's going to bring out another caution here in this main event. Multiple cars involved. You can see that 8 truck involved heavily. What a shame. So many contenders taken out in the latest misfortune. It does happen quick at these super speedways, no time to react. It looked for a brief moment that he was going to be able to save it, but unfortunately he will not. That's going to leave Todd Mace out in first and Dan Bazilla in second. Kyle White will be third, Ambrose Knebel fourth, and Michael Davis in fifth. It's also going to allow the pack to catch up. We will see this next time by how many cars remain on the lead lap. As of this moment, I believe it is just 11. All indications point to just 11 cars on the lead lap here now. Things are winding down. Looks to be about 27 laps remaining. So if you pit now, there's a good chance you will not have to pit again. As always, I hope you all are enjoying this show here tonight. If you are interested in the action, you can follow along next week as we have the opening race to this series. It's going to be a blast. We should see all the drivers there, the full roster of Mid-Atlantic there. So even more cars, even more action. See where everybody shakes out here. Gold Track Streams, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you are enjoying the show. So as of this moment, Dan Bazilla being scored out front. You definitely want to be out front late here, though now he headed down pit road, so how will this shake everything up? Looks like Michael Davis in that 22 truck could be the leader after all of this has cycled through. Just as I say that, looks like Ambrose Knebel will be the leader. 00 gonna go ahead and get a wave around as well. It's going to add a few more cars onto the lead lap. We will see just how many. Looks like for the moment we're going to have 14 on the lead lap here. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. So, who do you all think is going to win this race? You could see race control delaying the race by a lap. Go ahead and throw in the comments, though, who you think is going to win this thing. We will give you a shout out up here in the booth. We definitely love interactions on the stream. We'll have to see if everybody's able to get lined back up here this time. Remember, viewers, this week is the first preseason race for these guys, so race control trying to work out some kinks just like the drivers. Nathan Line, after being a lap down earlier, now currently sitting second on the inside line, so nice battle back for him. Something wrong with the 04 of Ambrose Knebel. As you can see him getting shuffled back. Green flag will fly. Great restart for the 22 truck. That inside line moving hard. Outside line trying to keep pace. Down into the first corner we will go. The 33 truck possibly trying to get underneath that 22 truck. Going to be unable to do that. 74 truck of Wesley Jennett now trying to take the lead on the outside line. You can see the 22 truck of Michael Davis is just cruising right now. Able to block whichever line he wants. Now the 74 to the inside line here as the 25 of Todd Mace working his way up through the middle. And he's going to make it work. He's now going to move into second on that outside line as the inside line begins to deteriorate. The 25 truck of Todd Mays in the outside line. The 124 of Matthew Montgomery on the inside. Who's going to win back to the start-finish line here? It's going to be really close, but looks like Todd Mace going to lead this